time perspective and love perspective. So time plays a vital role. It is same that pattern example which we gave. When your turn comes, you will be the boss. But till then, you need to allow the other person to take in charge. And also, we have discussed this word sustainability from the beginning. From the second video onwards, we are using this word sustainability because people always think about sudden benefit. Today, I want a profit. What should I do? But people don't think down the line, I should be a very great, very rich person. For that, what should I do? No. People always think of a short term. But life is not short term. Life is always about long term. And life is not about your life only. Life is about all the generations ahead of us, not only for your family, but also for the society at large. And when we have this perspective, then our solutions will be holistic and sustainable. So it may be hard sometimes for losing our, small desires, but at the end of the day, down the line, it is going to benefit you in a very large scale. The second thing is about the experiences and sacrifices. In a family life, everything is based on experience and sacrifice. I remember a story. This happened in Mahabharata. Panchali was the wife of Panch Pandavas, and all Panch Pandavas and Panchali were in forest during that forest time. And when they all are in a hut inside the forest, once Krishna visited them, Krishna and Rukmini both visited them to see and check how they are. And at that time, when they all were sitting and talking, Bhima got angry on Kaurava, and Bhima started shouting, a day will come, I will cut all these people's head. And he was, shouting out of control. At that time, from inside, Panchali came out after hearing all this sound, and she just made her presence something like that. And the moment when Bhima came to know that Panchali is here, he sat quietly. Seeing the scene, Rukmini, wife of Lord Krishna, was super impressed. Wow, what a control you have on your husbands. So Rukmini went to Panchali and asked Panchali, tell me what's the secret ingredient you use in cooking so that you control all your 5 husbands? I have only one husband, but God knows how. I have no idea how to control him. Tell me the secret so that I can also control my husband. At that time, Panchali gets little angry and tells, do you think because of some pity, magic I'm controlling my husbands? No. When I was in palace as the queen, starting from the day one, I am the first person to get up in the morning and I am the last person to go to bed. I know all the employees. There were around 1,000 workers in the palace. I know all the people's names. I used to interact with everybody's family problems. I used to take care of all the people's every need. I used to work like anything. I used to sacrifice my happiness for others' happiness. And because I lived such a life, all these people respect me and all these people give that much of, value to my presence. It is 100% true. Every mother in this planet has done so much of sacrifice in her life to become who she is today. Whether she is working or whether she is housewife, it doesn't make any difference. Zero difference. The sacrifice of mother is always the biggest sacrifice in worldly life. And every daughter-in-law should understand this, because one day every daughter-in-law will become mother. Right? So experience and sacrifice makes a person queen, and when the right time comes, everybody will become queen. The second dimension is with respect to love. When there is ego, when there is I, when there is me, my, when all these things pop up, there is no place to become the greatest. Whereas when there is a perspective of surrender, acceptance, I'm not saying that you should be a slave. There is a far big gap between slavery and surrender. Surrender is something voluntarily it happens. Out of love it happens. Out of respect it happens. And when you know the value of the other person, and when you know the contribution of the other person, and when you really love the other person, that moment comes something called as surrender. And in front of surrender, in no time, everybody will surrender. Swami Vivekananda says, if you want to become a leader, you should first learn to become a servant. And I'm not thinking that Swami Vivekananda said in a worldly perspective to become a leader in an entrepreneurship company. No, he said for every walks of life, and it definitely applies to family also. What is the two master keys you want to know? Let's see what it is. You agree? Compassion and knowledge. What is this then? What is this to do with mother-in-law and daughter-in-law? Every daughter-in-law should see all the fear in mother-in-law of insecurity, possessiveness, fear, over love, and there should be compassion from your end to the mother-in-law. Only when you can see the pathetic situation of mother-in-law as a mother for her and seeing her with compassion, you can understand her situation and solve your life's confusion. And the second perspective is knowledge. Until and unless you don't have a knowledge of the family dynamics, you can't come out of the problem. You create more problem in the name of solving. And this applies exactly the same way to the mother-in-laws also. Why? Because at the end of the day, they were also daughter-in-law once, right? So they should also have the same perspective towards their daughter-in-law as the same how they were expecting their daughter-in-laws to behave with them. So let us wind up here. We have seen different perspectives of mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Let me make this map full. So this is what we have seen now. I'm expecting that you liked it. Please comment below. If you don't comment, I will not know whether you liked it or not, which part you liked it, where exactly you got that bulb on moment, which exactly I missed, whatever you want to feel. Please share it with me. Thank you.